Today is President's Day, and this federal holiday is filled with history, including incredible historical documents that are preserved right here in the city at the Historical Society of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. So we've got Justina Barrett, and she is the Chief Learning and Engagement Officer, joining us now. Good morning, and thank you for being here.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me.
So I am so excited to get into this, and before we get into the fun things that you brought to show and tell us about, I wanted to get into the Historical Society of Pennsylvania. We've got history dating back to the 1800s. For people who aren't familiar, what do you guys do?
Sure. We are a special collection library. We proudly serve as Philadelphia's Library of American History. We have nearly 22 documents, books, and graphic items, and we're open for you to come and research them in our reading room.
Oh my goodness, it's so incredible. Something I love about history is actually being able to see it and touch it. And you have some things here that you're showing us. I want to get right into these items that you brought for us today.
Sure. And when you come to the Historical Society, we actually put boxes and folders and volumes right in front of you as a researcher. So you do get to actually touch history, and the people of the past come up off the page and talk to you.
How cool is that?
So I brought some facsimiles to talk about President's Day.
Let's do it.
I couldn't bring things out of the vaults, so I brought copies.
Okay.
And they're all in our newest publication, 200 Years. We celebrated our birthday last year.
Yep, happy belated.
And in honor of President's Day, which is actually Washington's birthday. So the holiday is officially Washington's birthday, established by Congress in 1879 to celebrate George Washington and his vision for a bipartisan, functional government to work together.
Okay.
Today, every year in the Senate, they read his farewell address.
Do they really?
Yes, as a reminder.
We need you here. You're telling me all the things I need to know. Okay.
And so what we're seeing on the screen are a number of those documents. What I'm holding up is sort of a shrine to George Washington.
Okay.
A lot of people in the 1800s started after his death collecting his hair and letters to him.
Okay.
So this was from 1882, and we have a lot of little pieces, bits and bops, people collecting objects from him. And kind of the most important, one of the most important ones we have is the diary, the journal of his personal secretary, Tobias Lear.
Wow.
So this is Tobias Lear's description of his death, the last days of George Washington's life.
Whoa.
Tobias Lear, was an eyewitness as Washington expired. His final illness, he had a throat infection. Talks about how the doctors bled George Washington, and Martha was concerned that they were bleeding him too much, and the general said, no, no, take more blood, and then he quietly expired. So in this document at the Historical Society is this handwritten account of his final days.
Oh, that's incredible. Incredible. Wow.
And of course, George Washington, before he was president, was general. So we have all these letters during the American Revolution talking about his maneuvers as the general, the commander-in-chief. And this one was to a Philadelphia general named John Cadwalader right before the Battle of Trenton, the crossing of the Delaware. And Cadwalader's troop from Philadelphia didn't actually make the crossing.
Okay.
Washington says, if you can do nothing else, at least create a great diversion. So little, like, we think of that heroic crossing the Delaware. Not everybody made it to the battle, and you know, pieces like this tell us what it's like to actually the front row witness to those big events.
Absolutely. I mean, it feels like you're right there. If you're able to read, you know, the historical context of things that have happened.
If you can do nothing else, create a great diversion.
Right. That is incredible. Now, you also have some pictures, too. I want to get into some of the photos.
We have many graphic items, too. So photographs, drawings, prints. And this is what's called a mezzotint. It's a print from after Abraham Lincoln died. So this is what we call a posthumous image. It is done by an artist named William Sartain, an engraver named William Sartain, and it's showing Lincoln and his family in 1866. Lincoln, of course, is assassinated in 1865. So images like this circulated as memorials, as memories to the assassinated president.
Right.
But then this little object, and I know it's hard to read, and so much of our work is in handwritten manuscripts that you just have to learn how to read cursive.
Yeah.
Kids, just do it. We need you to learn cursive so you can touch the past like this. It's this tiny diary. This is 3 times the size of the actual document. written by a black woman in the 1860s named Emily Davis.
Okay.
And it's her daily diary of just who she sees, where she's going. And this one describes April 22nd, 1865, when Lincoln's funeral came through Philadelphia.
Oh my
and she says it was
gosh.
the gravest funeral she had ever seen. The coffin and the hearse were beautiful. She was struck by this outpouring, this mourning that happened following the assassination, the death of the president.
Whoa.
So, like, here's Emily Davis just talking about her daily life, and then the assassination of Lincoln obviously strikes her as it comes through Philadelphia.
That's incredible. It's so, I mean, I could sit here and talk to you and look
it's
at
so much
all
fun.
kinds of, I'm going to come visit.
So
We've already
many
talked about it. I'm
things.
going to go take an inside look. But if people want to visit, they want more information, where can they go?
So on our website, hsp.org, you
Perfect.
can go there. There's a search button, so you could dive right into Discover, our catalog, and start seeing what we have. And then we are open Tuesday through Friday. We ask you to make an appointment so we can be prepared.
Yeah.
But once you're there, our librarians will help you find out what you want to find, and we will put it in front of you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You're
This has
so
been so much
knowledgeable,
fun.
and we
Yes.
appreciate you bringing some of the cool copies of these artifacts with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.